You can start, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. I'll start. Jai Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving me this. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for the wonderful Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat pranams. Shyam Rasik Prabhuji. Suma Prabhu, Mataji, could you please make Shyam Rasik Prabhuji co-host, please?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, you are the co-host now, Prabhuji. We can start, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, pranams.
Dandavat. You are able to see and hear me also?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Perfect. So this is where we will begin today. Yes. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidamtam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Badan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So welcome all of you to the second day or the concluding day of the second Canto summary study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So yesterday we saw 5 chapters of the second canto. The chapter 1 was entitled First Step in God Realization, and we saw how we have described that hearing from authentic sources, that is the first thing. And second is, if somebody is so material attached that one cannot fathom of anything apart from matter, then Lord also facilitates that consciousness in the form of Virat Rupa. So Virat Rupa is not a spiritual form as such, or it is present in the spiritual world. It is this material world and how we can see Lord in every single kana or atom of this matter. That's the Virat Rupa. We also saw how Lord is present in the heart. He is present in the heart in the form of Paramatma. He is 8 inches in height. He has 4 hands. He is standing on the whirl of the lotus. And he is always overseeing the activities of every jiva. Yeah, that's the Lord. Chapter 3 is pure devotional service, the change in heart. How Hari Katha and Hari Bhakta Sangha is the main catalyst. Shravanam and Sangha is the main catalyst that actually changes our heart and makes it fertile for the bija of devotional service to be sown. And the devotees sow that bija, or rather Guru sows that bija, and devotees help nourish it with their association. So someone who is not attracted to such narrations is compared to only a dog or a hog. Yes. And then in chapter 4, we saw the process of creation. We saw how there is Sarga and Visarga. Sarga is primary creation. We compared it to getting all the materials for building or making a building. And Visarga is using those materials to actually shape up a structure. And 5 is Narad Muni inquires from Brahmaji. How is it that I see you as the supreme person everywhere, your will pervades, but still you are engaged in austerity, you are engaged in tapasya. So whose austerity are you doing? Whose tapasya for whom? And then we saw how Brahmaji explains very beautifully that only because of illusion, one thinks that one is independent, or even I am independent, whereas I am completely dependent on the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes. So that brings us to the 6th chapter here. So the 6th chapter is entitled Purusha Sukta Confirmed. And what we'll be seeing here is these other things. So shloka number 1 to 17, 18 to 22, 23 to 30, 31 to 33, 34 to 38, and 39 to 46. These are the ways in which this chapter is described or detailed into various sections. Yeah. So Lord is the material cause. So he is the material cause also, and he is the spiritual cause also. So everything is coming from him. So that's how Lord is material cause. And everything spirit is also coming from him. That's how Lord is also spiritual cause. So Lord is the material cause. How? So Garbhodakshai Vishnu is the one who provides ingredients for this universe. So Lord's subtle sense organs are Tanmatra and the elements. And that's how our sense organs also become Tanmatra and elements. Lord's gross sense or Tanmatra is the 5 ways in which the gross material body interacts with outside matter. This matter, which is mine, interacts with outside matter, which is not mine. Yes. So that is called Tanmatra. What are this Tanmatra? Shabda, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, and Sparsha. They are called as Tanmatra. So 5 ways in which the jiva acquires knowledge, they are called as Tanmatra. Shabda, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Sparsha, and the 5 elements. So these are the subtle sense organs. And the Lord's gross sense organs are sense devata, subtle sense organs of Virat Rupa and Jiva. So we see this is a very important understanding that we have gross sense organs and we have subtle sense organs. So now this is hand, yes, eyes, nose. But then paralysis happens and I am not able to move this hand. Although the hand is present, it is not that oh, hand cut gaya. Aisa nahi hai. The hand is present, but I am not able to exercise my control over it. So what happened? So if this is sense, How is it that all other senses are working and this sense only is not working? So which means there is gross sense and there is subtle sense. There is a sense devata, indriya devata for each indriya. And because of karmic reactions, whenever a particular supply chain has to be cut, so the sense devatas over there, they cut the supply. And that's what we technically call as paralysis. So, anga to hai, ab dekhe, I am having eyes, but they are not working very properly. So I have to wear specs. If I am not able to hear properly, I have to have hearing aid. If my teeth fall, I have caps. Yes. So this is all done by sense devatas. So there is gross sense and there is subtle sense. Yes. So gross sense is aankhein, netra. Subtle sense is chakshu. Chakshu dana dilo jai janme janme prabhu se. So gross sense is karna, whereas subtle sense is shravas. Yes. So gross sense is jivha. Subtle sense is rasana, to be able to actually taste. So this is how there is gross sense, there is subtle sense. So gross sense is tvacha, subtle sense is sparsha. So we get all this because Lord has this. And so Lord also becomes the material cause and the Lord is effective cause because he is super soul. Please mute everyone else. I hope everyone else is muted. Yes, okay. So this material universe is not all in all. Above this ekapada is tripada, which is characterized by amritam, kshema, and abhaya. So this material world is called as ekapada vibhuti. Pada means 1/4. Yes. Pada basically in Sanskrit means, the pada also means pair. Yeah. Pada also means 1/4. So ekapada, 1/4 of creation is material world. Tripad is 3/4. So 3/4 of creation is spiritual world. So material world is asat, achit, nirananda. Spiritual world is sat, chit, ananda. We are from spiritual world. That's why we are also sat, chit, and ananda. So we see which quality is present in ekapad, which is material world, and which quality is present in tripad, which is spiritual world. So birth death cycle is present in this material world, which is basically called as samsara, which is absent in spiritual world. There is no birth, there is no death, there is eternity. People are grihamedhis and abrihad vrataha. So people are more inclined towards sense enjoyment. Whereas in Tripada Vibhuti, aprajanam, there is no prajanam means to have sex and procreate. So that desire is not there burning in their heart. Aprajanam. Lord's inclination is more inclined towards Tripada or spiritual world, and he is not so much inclined into material world. That's why he gives the custody of this material world to Maya. And that is why this material world is called as Durga, and the Swamini of this world, Maya, is Durga. So the nature of souls in Ekpada Vibhuti is they want to lord it over material nature. Whereas the nature of Tripada Vibhuti is they want to become devotees and servants. Yes. Fear is present in material world, absent in spiritual world. Forgetfulness is present as avidya in material world. Because of vidya, forgetfulness is not there. Yes. Souls are less in number, whereas souls are innumerable in spiritual world. Sannidhi, Sandhini, manifestation. Yeah, Sandhini means that potency which reminds us of Krishna. Sandhini. So Sandhini is the potency that reminds us of Krishna. It is there only 1/4 in this material world, 3/4 in spiritual world. Satchidananda experience is very, very meager, whereas full-fledged experienced in spiritual world.
Sorry, Prabhu, muted.
Thank you, please. Can we change the main setting in such a way that everyone who joins in, they are by default mute?
Yes, Prabhu, I'll try that. Yes, I'll try that.
So Lord collected the ingredients for sacrifice from. So Brahmaji is saying to Narad Muni. So if we remember, the 5th chapter was Narada's inquiries to Brahma. So Brahmaji is now answering all these inquiries, and he says that I collected ingredients for sacrifice from Lord limbs. Later Prajapatis, Manu, sages worshipped the Lord. Yes, all the universes are situated in Lord's powerful material energies. Only by Lord's empowerment I create, Shiva destroys, and he maintains. Yes. So my words and senses can never go wrong as I hold Krishna in my heart. See, what a way, what a statement. Na bharati me angamruto mrishopalakshyate na vai vachin me manaso mrishagati na me hrishikani patanti asatpathe yan me hriday outkunthaya vratadhrito hari. No bharat, na bharati me anga mrisha upalakshyate. Mrisha is false, bharati is speech. So my speech never goes false. Whatever I speak has to come true. Navai kvachin me manaso mrishagati. Mrisha means material world or klesha. So मेरा मन कभी क्लेश या भौतिक अस्तित्व की तरफ नहीं जाता. क्यों नहीं जाता? क्योंकि न मे हृषिकाणी पतंती असत पथे. My senses never go towards asat patha. Why? Yan me hrida उत्कुंठय व्रता धृतो हरि. मैंने अपने हृदय में उत्कंठा से भगवान के चरण कमलों को स्थापित करके रखा है. So we see, if we really have to become spiritual, we'll have to really catch hold of Lord's lotus feet in our heart. And with utkantha, ऐसा नहीं कि it is, see, spiritual existence is not like material existence. Spiritual material existence is आपने एक गाड़ी खरीद लिया 15 साल तक वो आपकी. आपने एक घर बना लिया वो 3 पुश्तों तक आपका. आपको एक जॉब मिल गया तो आप अच्छा फेयर कर रहे हैं, तो जब तक आप नहीं रिजाइन करेंगे तब तक वो आपका. यस, एक बार शादी हो गई, लाइफ टाइम पति पत्नी बच्चे आपके. सो वंस एंडेवर एंड देन एवरीथिंग गोज ऑन लाइफ टाइम. Spiritual existence is not like that. So every moment we will have to really struggle. So utkantha, with great endeavor, anxiety, I keep Lord's lotus feet in my heart. I am anxietyful that I will miss them. Yes. Here in this world we are not anxietyful. अरे 16 माला हो रहा है ना, 4 नियम हो रहा है ना, भागवत श्रवण हो रहा है ना, अरे बहुत कर रहा हूं मैं. I am a good devotee. Tension mat nahi. So there is no utkantha ki arey what to do next. How is it that I will not be able to forget Krishna even for a moment? Yes. In Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sanatana Goswami says, forgetting Lord for a moment is fall down. Forgetting Krishna for a moment is fall down. That is the definition of fall down from Sanatana Goswami's point of view. So this is also very transcendental. So Brahmaji says, I glorify. Though I have high qualities, I can't understand him. Even the Lord cannot know his own limits. He is unlimited. Still I glorify his activities to the extent I have understood. Jitna mujhe pata hai. We see the same words even Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami uses in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yes. Chaitanya Leela Amritera Sindhu and dash 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 Tara Kripai Likhi Tara Eka Bindu. Something like that. And next he says that I am not whatever I hear, whatever I have understood, I am writing. So this is what he is saying. Still I glorify his activities to the extent I have understood. Yes. So conservation and dissolution of the universe. Yes, the original creator Mahavishnu. So here we were describing about Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Limbs of Garbhodakshai Vishnu present provide the ingredients for this universe. So here we have Mahavishnu. So conservation and dissolution of the universe happens through Mahavishnu. The Lord's qualities, Mahavishnu's qualities are told, and how to know him. Sense controlled can know to a certain extent. So essence of yogic life, may it be bhakti yoga, is sense control. Which means before being Krishna conscious, at least I have to become conscious. First, I have to become conscious of so many things. My own body, my own service to Krishna, my commitment to devotional service. Yes, my duties in this material world. I have to become conscious that I don't forget Krishna. That's what is here. Hridi Autkunthaya. He is conscious. Brahmaji says, I am conscious that I don't miss the Lord's lotus feet. So we have to become conscious. Yes. If we are conscious, we'll be self-controlled, sense-controlled, 100%. We don't become conscious. Yes. The mind, the senses, the vegas, vacho vegam, manasaha krodha vegam, jihva vegam, udarupastha vegam. The 6 urges drive us so mad. I don't become conscious of what I'm doing. And many a times as devotees, we then regret or feel guilty. मुझे ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था. Yes. No material things are Lord's Swarupa. Lord's Swarupa is transcendental. So that finishes the 6th chapter. We come to 7th chapter, scheduled incarnations with specific functions. So we see it is divided into 1 to 39, 40 to 46, 47 to 49, and then 50 ahead onwards. So what are the various incarnations of the Lord mentioned? Varaha, Suyajna, Kapila, Dattatreya, Chatushkumara, Naranarayan, Prithu, Rishabdeva, Hayagriva, Matsya, Kurma, Nrsimha, Hari, Vamana, Hamsa, Dhanvantari, Parshuram, Ram, Vyasa, Buddha, Kalki. So we see there are definitely more than 10. We know Dashavataras. But here we see so many. Suyajna, Kapila, Dattatreya, Chatushkumar, Naranarayan, Prithu, Rishabdeva, Hayagriva. We don't know only. Yes, Hari Avatar, we don't know. Hamsa, Dhanvantari, we don't know. So various activities of Lord. So every avatar has an avatar karya. Every single avatar will have an avatar karya. So every incarnation comes in order to fulfill the avatar karya. So it is impossible to understand the Lord. Yes. So once Srila Prabhupada was asked, if really Lord is so difficult to understand, it is impossible to understand him, why did you write so many books? You could have just, हमारे लिए कितना आसान हो जाता नहीं? अगर प्रभुपाद लिखते, you cannot understand God. There is no point in reading about him. There would be no Bhagavatam, there would be no this session going on. Oh, you can't understand Krishna. So Prabhupada, when he said, you cannot understand Krishna, one devotee asked, then why did you write so many books? So Prabhupada said, I wrote so many books so that after reading and understanding them, you can understand that you cannot understand Krishna. इतनी सारी किताबें मैंने लिखी क्योंकि ताकि तुम उसे पढ़ पाओ, समझ पाओ और ये जान पाओ कि मैं अब कृष्ण को नहीं समझ सकता. Yes. Lord Ananta Shesha, with his ananta hoods, has been glorifying Lord's pastimes for ananta kala, not one pastime repeated, and still he has not been able to finish the Lord's glorious narrations. So Ananta Shesha, who is Lord's personal potency, with Ananta hoods, every hood singing a different pastime. Since Ananta time, no specific pastime repeated, still no end to Lord's glories. Yes. So, Yesham sa esha Bhagavan, Yesham sa esha Bhagavan, Dayayedantah, Sarvatmana Shrita Padayadi Nirvyalikam, Te Dustaramati Tarandite, Chadeva Mayam Naisham Mahaman, Mamaham Itidhi, Shwa Shrigal Bhakshe. So only those who have completely surrendered to your lotus feet. Te dustaram ati taranti cha deva maya. इस देव माया को दैवी ही ऐशा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया. सो ये देव माया है, और जो भगवत लोक में है वो क्या माया है? योग माया है. सो यहाँ पर इस भौतिक जगत में जो माया है, दैट इज देव माया और महामाया. And in spiritual world, it is yoga maya. So, who is able to really cross over this deva maya? Those sarva atmana ashrito pado, with all sarvatmana, with one's own entire self, yes, and mana, with one's own mind, ashrita pado, those who have taken shelter of your lotus feet. Te dustaram atitanati. This world is dustar. It is very difficult to cross over. But atitaranti, definitely they cross over. Yes. So unpretentious surrender. This unpretentious world is very important. Many a times devotees come to service, but they have pretensions. They have ulterior motives in bhakti. And that's why, even though that surrender exists, that surrender does not become unpretentious. So unpretentious surrender only can lead to, or unpretentious surrender can help attract Lord's mercy. And with this unpretentious surrender, when we attract Lord's mercy, that is when we can understand. Only by mercy of Krishna we can understand Krishna. And when we understand Krishna, then only we cross over this material world. So this is very, very important. Surrender has to be unpretentious. We should not pretend that I am surrendered and still have ulterior motives. Even in devotional service, we have ulterior motives. We might want to, you see, politics, how politics comes. Any material activity which somebody else is able to do as good as mine, then I have problem. So अगर कोई मैं बहुत अच्छा गाता हूँ और कोई दूसरा आता है वो भी अच्छे से गा रहा है, then I have a problem. अगर मैं भगवान के विग्रह का बहुत अच्छे से ड्रेसिंग कर रहा हूँ, कोई और आ जाता है who does equally good or better, then I have a problem. So these are all material qualities. Yes, मैं जितना अच्छा छोक लगाता हूँ चिल्ली पनीर का, सब बोलते हैं प्रभु जी माता जी क्या चिल्ली पनीर बनाए, लेकिन कोई दूसरा आ गया उनका टेस्ट मुझसे अच्छा लगा तो I have a problem. So these are all material qualities. I'll give you another simple example. Somebody is chanting 32 rounds every day. I will never envy that person. Hurry, he is chanting 32. Let me chant 48. ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा. He or she is going to Mangal Aarti every day. Let me go twice a day to temple. I envy. ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा. Yes. So pure, the Navavidha Bhakti hai, it is beyond envy. Yes. Envy comes only in material world. Yes. हम अपने गुरु महाराजों से मिलते हैं, सन्यासियों से मिलते हैं, सबको ही उनके चरण कमल पकड़ रहे हैं, उनके जूते साफ कर रहे हैं, डस्ट ले रहे हैं। कभी हमको एनवी होता है क्या, कोई मेरे जूते क्यों नहीं पकड़ता, मेरे सामने नहीं लाके देता, मेरे चरण कमलों को के लिए कोई डिमांड ही नहीं है, ऐसा लगता है क्या? नहीं। So these are all spiritual qualities and we will never envy, but envy will come in material qualities. गाऊंगा, प्रसाद बनाऊंगा, भगवान का ड्रेस करूंगा, या किसके अंडर कितने काउंसिलीज हैं, मेरे अंडर 5 है, उसके अंदर 7 है, क्यों भाई, ये तो मुझसे थोड़ा लेट आया है, उसके अंदर मेरे से ज्यादा काउंसिलीज क्यों? So all these things will come up in material state. But with unpretentious surrender, we attract mercy of Krishna. Only with mercy of Krishna we can understand him and we can cross over this material world. Okay. So, even unqualified people can go back to Godhead if they are inclined to learn from devotees. Yes. So, Stri, Shudra, Huna, Shabar, Api, Papa, Jiva, Yadi Adbhuta Karma Prayana Shila Shikshas Tairag Jana Api Kim U Shruta Dharana. So if one takes proper training, if one takes proper instructions, then everyone can achieve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, His grace. Yes. So, how we see Bhagavan is superior to Paramatma, yes, and Brahman. So, Bhagavan is superior to Paramatma and Brahma Bhakti. So, Jnana Yoga, then Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Yes. So, Karma Yoga is excluded because Karma here means physical activities. So, physical activity means sense gratification. For Jnana and for Ashtanga, complete giving up of sense gratification. इससे ऊपर भक्ति है. So bhakti to by default फिर वो without sense gratification हो गई. So in karma yoga, yes, there is sense gratification. So that is excluded. So jnana, karma yoga also will take us to Krishna, but it's a very long process. Yesterday we had seen how a yogi at the level of dharana, if material desires don't go, then Shishumar Loka, then Brahman, and then slowly that thing comes. So Jnana Yoga is to realize Brahman, Ashtanga Yoga is to realize Super Soul, Bhakti Yoga is to realize Bhagavan feature of Lord. So Bhagavatam is a collection of Lord's vibhutis. So Narad Muni again asks. So this is all being told by Brahma ji to Narad Muni. Narad Muni again asks questions. Bhagavatam is a collection of Lord's vibhuti. Vibhuti means Aishwarya, Lord's opulences. So please expand and disseminate the vibhutis. Mood, explain it in such a way that it gives rise to bhakti. We see this is a very important analysis. Every aspect of scriptures can be explained in many ways. It can be explained in a way that bhakti does not arise. Yes. And it can be explained in a way that bhakti arises. We see, for example, for those of you who have been following Ekadashi and those who have read Ekadashi Mahatmya, all Ekadashi Mahatmya stories are a conversation between Yudhishthira Maharaj and Krishna. And invariably, all of their Falashruti is material. You read out. All of their Falashruti is material. आपको ये मिलेगा, ये मिलेगा. अब एकादशी से, एकादशी महात्म्य में युधिष्ठिर और कृष्ण संवाद में एकादशी का जो महात्म्य है उसकी फलश्रुति है material benefits. But do we see it as material benefits? No, we see it as Madhava Tithi or Hari Vasar. Yes, Hari Vasa Tithi or Madhava Tithi. Yes, Madhava Tithi Bhakti Janani Yatane Palana Kori. Krishna Vasati Vasati Boli Parama Adare Boli. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says if one follows Madhava Tithi, Ekadashi, the Acharyas, Avirbhav, Tirubhav Tithis, Lord Vishnu's Avirbhav Tithis, all of these, they are Bhakti Janani. But in Ekadashi Mahatmya, you see, there are all Falashrutis are material benefits. So that's how you can see the same thing. Just like in Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj is hearing Bhagavatam. He says, oh, let that Takshak come and bite me, and the whole world will see, yes, the greatness of Lord's Bhakti. And I'm ready to die, Parikshit Maharaj says. This is Bhagavatam. Same thing is there in Mahabharata, where it says, oh, Parikshit got so very disturbed by hearing this news. He made a very high tower so that the Takshaka could not achieve him. And ultimately, he was eating and drinking. So on the seventh day, through one apple, Takshak came. Parikshit Maharaj ko khane ke liye seb aaye, apples came. And when Parikshit Maharaj cut that apple to eat it, from its bija came Takshak and bit Parikshit Maharaj. Whereas here in Bhagavatam, we see, oh, Parikshit Maharaj, let Takshak come, no tension. He has given up everything. He knows that 7 days, 7 nights he is going to die. And he has come to this Shukatal to hear from Shukdev Goswami. So same thing can be proposed in many ways. And that's why Narada has a specific request. Please explain it in such a way that it gives rise to bhakti. So to get out of Lord's illusory energy, we must understand the creation pastimes. आप बोलेंगे अरे यार ये creation में तो बहुत सर खुश लाना पड़ता है. Why do I need to hear creation pastimes? I will directly go to 10th canto. Yes. Ultimately, Prabhupada ji ne Krishna book दी हुई है ना. Why study this? So we study this because Mayam Varnayato Amushya Ishwarasyanumoditah Shrunvantah Shraddhaya Nityam Maya Yatmana Muhyati. So anyone who nicely explains this and very submissively hears this, then he will not be bewildered by Maya. This is Brahmaji telling Narad Muni. So why are we hearing all this? So that I can cross over Maya. So this brings us to the 8th chapter of the summary study. Questions by Parikshit Maharaj. So these questions, Parikshit Maharaj inspires Shukdev Goswami to speak Harikatha. Then questions by Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj inspires Shukdev Goswami to speak again. And Shukdev Goswami concludes. Yes. So we see Parikshit Maharaj is really expressing his heart. Please speak. Yes, please speak about Narad Muni's preaching exploits. Please narrate the Lord's auspicious, wonderful potencies. Helps me as I want to remember Krishna at the time of death. So because here we see Parikshit Maharaj says, please speak about Narad Muni's preaching exploits. That's how the entire Bhagavatam is a story of Narad Muni's disciples. Vyasdev is Narad Muni's disciple. Mrigari is Narad Muni's disciple. Dhruva, Prahlad, Narad Muni's disciples. Pandavas, Narad Muni's disciples. Yes. Everyone is Narad Muni's disciple. Yes. Prachini Barhi, Narad Muni's disciple, becomes Narad Muni's disciple by hearing about Puranjan. So everyone is there. Yes. So why Bhagavatam takes this shape, that it is a glory of Narad Muni's Shishya, is because Parikshit Maharaj has asked him in such a way. You see, the way the Shrota asks questions, the Vakta is inspired to speak in that way. Yes. So Parikshit Maharaj is inspired to hear by the glory of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Parikshit Maharaj has a lot of faith in Narad Muni. And he wants to hear Narad Muni's preaching exploits. And that's how Shukdev Goswami tames Bhagavatam in such a way. Basically, what is Bhagavatam? Any leela of Lord and his devotees is Bhagavatam. Yes. Any leela of Lord and devotees is Bhagavatam. So in that sense, even Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit is a part of Bhagavatam. Yes. So here on earthly planet, we have 18,000 verses Bhagavatam. Brahmaji's Bhagavatam is 1 lakh verses. Yes. 5 times more. So why do I want to hear all this? Because I want to remember Krishna at the time of death. Yes. Shrunvata shraddhaya nityam granantascha swacheshtitam kalena nadi dirghena bhagavan havishate hridi. So shrunvata shraddhaya nityam. नियमित रूप से श्रद्धा पूर्वक अगर हम भागवतम श्रवण करते रहते हैं, गृणतश्च means chanting, swacheshtitam, with wherever one wants, however one wants, he is speaking Bhagavatam, which means preaching. Kalena na ati dirghena bhagavan vishate hridi. Very quickly, if someone is hearing Bhagavatam daily, speaking about Bhagavatam daily, on a continuous basis, Kalena na ati dirghena bhagavan vishate hridi. Yes, Krishna will come and reside in heart very fast. Pravishta, how does he come? Pravishtar karna randhrena swanam bhava saroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yatha sharat. So Lord enters, when we hear Bhagavatam, Lord enters through karna randhra, through ear holes, swanam bhava saroruham, and he inspires us towards our eternal bhava, towards Krishna. Swana bhava saroruham vidhunoti shamalam Krishna. So he inspires us to acquire our original bhava, as well as he dhunoti shamalam, this mala of heart, kam, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsar, vidhunoti, he cleanses. Shali lasya yatha sharat. So in Sharat Ritu, how water reservoirs becomes clear. In rain, they become muddy. Incessant rain, they become muddy. But after rain, after Varsha comes Sharad Ritu. In Sharad, that's why we see at the end of this, we have Sharad Purnima, Rasa Purnima. Yes. So after rain will come Sharad Ritu. So Sharad is autumn. So autumn will come, and in autumn everything is crystal clear. Because of good amount of rains, the entire flora, fauna is swachha. Because of rains, all the even rocks are clean. Even water from water sources becomes clean. Because in rains it becomes muddy, now it becomes clear. So similarly, hearing Krishna Katha, mind settles, the anarthas settle, and we are able to see clear water, clear consciousness that we are devotees of Krishna. Yes. So we have again the second verse from the first 6 verses of the 8th chapter. What is the quality of a great devotee? So dhautatma, dhaut means dhula hua, atma, jiva. So ek जीव जिसका हृदय धुला हुआ है, काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मद मत्सर नहीं है, पुरुषः कृष्ण पादमूलम न मुंचति. He never lets go of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's what we had seen. Brahmaji also says, whatever I speak never becomes wrong, and I never degrade my mind, and my intelligence never degrades, because with utkantha I hold on to Lord's lotus feet within my heart. So mukta sarva parikleshah, yes, He is mukta sarva pariklesha pantha swasharanam yatha. So just like a person after lot of brahmana, he comes back to his home and is happy. We might go to Swiss Alps, we might go to UK's Big Ben, we might go to France's or Portugal's beautiful pasture grounds, we might go to the beautiful countryside of Scotland. But when we come home, shant, yes, satisfaction. Similarly, one might have Indra's opulence here, Chandra's somarasa here, or Agni's dahakatva here. But when one ultimately reaches the lotus feet of the Lord, yes, then he is able to completely become satisfied. Pantha swasharanam yatha. Just like आज के टर्म्स में हम उसे कहते हैं घर वापसी. Yes, कोई दूसरे धर्म से वापस हिंदू बन गया, घर वापसी. So वैसे ही एक जीव वापस भगवान के चरण कमलों की शरण में आ गया, यह भगवान के रूप में वो घर वापसी है. Yes. So we have Parikshit Maharaj asking questions about Lord and Jiva, Kal and Karma. Yes. About Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Karanodakshai Vishnu, how Jiva attain material body, Kalpa, Vikalpa, Kal, karmic reactions, dimensions of universe, activities of devotees, Varnashrama, all these things. These are all questions by Parikshit from text 7 to text 23 of 9th chapter. Yes, sadhana, dharma, elements, purusha avataras, yoga, mishra, bhakti, opulence, conclusion of Vedic scriptures. All these things are questions that are asked by Parikshit Maharaj to Shukdev Goswami. Yes. And Parikshit Maharaj inspires Shukdev Goswami to speak. Please answer as I surrender unto you. You are specially qualified to answer. And I am not fatigued due to hunger and thirst. Yes. This is the second day, almost like 1.5 days, almost 2 days have gone. पानी की एक बूंद नहीं है, नींद की एक झपकी नहीं है, अन्न का एक दाना नहीं है. न परीक्षित महाराज ने न सुखदेव गोस्वामी, दोनों ने भी. ऐसा नहीं कि परीक्षित महाराज मृत्यु के समीप हैं तो वो छोड़ देते हैं. सुखदेव गोस्वामी बोलते हैं अरे अरे रुको भाई, तुम्हारा हो गया होगा, मुझे तो भूख लगी है, मेरे को खाने दो. सुखदेव गोस्वामी also doesn't have. Parikshit Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami, no eating, no sleeping, no drinking, only Krishna Katha. Yes. So Shukdev Goswami is very pleased with Parikshit Maharaj's sincerity and surrender, and he spoke Srimad Bhagavatam and made himself ready to answer questions of Parikshit Maharaj. Then we come to the last 2 chapters of this summary study. In 9th chapter, we have answers to Parikshit's first question about Jiva having material body, then setting platform for Brahma Lord conversation, then Lord Brahma's darshan of Vaikuntha. Being pleased, Lord invites Brahma to ask benedictions, questions by Brahma, and then finally Lord speaks Chatushloki Bhagavatam and concludes and disappears. Only due to Maya, a Jiva feels connection with this body. It is like a dream. In the dream, one sees, अरे मुझे कोई तो उठा करके लेके जा रहे हैं. I am being carried by someone, and someone has beheaded me. Yes, someone has beheaded me, and I can see my own head falling on the ground. Now imagine, can this be true? Even if somebody beheads us, my eyes are in the head. How can I see my head? If at all I have to see, I'll see my body. If at all, I will see my headless body. How can I see head? Yes, but it is like a dream. In dream, we see somebody cutting my head and that head falling down. Yes. So this material world also is like a dream. One time it will be broken. Yes. So according to our karma, yes, what type of body I have to receive next? Depending on that, I wake up. So after this body, I sleep. If I have punya, then I wake up in a higher planetary system with more sukha, which is like a good dream. And if I have a very papamaya samskar and papamaya karma, then I am taken to lower planetary systems or to Narakiya planetary systems. And then this life becomes a, what do you say? It's a nightmare. Yes. And it's only because of Maya that a jiva suffers aham mameti conceptions. But by bhakti, one becomes free of misconceptions. So Brahma performed bhakti and got free from illusion. He couldn't understand how to create. So this is Brahmaji speaks. That not speaks, sorry, Brahmaji sleeps. And Brahmaji sleep, the duration of sleep of Brahma every day is our Satya, Dwapar, Treta and Kali total into 1000 times. Satya, Dwapar, Treta, Kali is 43,20,000 years. Into 1000, 43,20,000 years into 1000 is the duration of Brahmaji's sleep from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. His 12 hours. And then again he is awake 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for 43,20,000 into 1000 years. Yes. So Brahmaji's one day, Brahmaji's 24 hours is 43,20,000 into 2000 years by earthly calculations. So Brahmaji sleeps for so long, naturally he forgets everything. So here's only one word, tapa, 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 tapa. Then for 1000 celestial years we saw yesterday how one full year on earthly planet equals 24 hours or 1 day on celestial time scale. So our 1 year equal to their 1 day. Like that 30 years becomes 30 days. So जब तक मेरा जन्म होके मैं 30 साल का हो गया, वहां पर क्या हुआ? केवल 1 महीना हुआ है. मेरा पूरा जीवन जी करके मैं मर गया 90 साल की उम्र में, वहां केवल 3 महीने हुए हैं. और मैं वहां पर 100 साल जीऊंगा. So imagine how big is the time frame of the span of life. So Brahmaji underwent austerities for 1000 celestial years. And then Brahmaji sees Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is Vaikuntha. Kuntha is misery. Vaikuntha is free of misery. How Vaikuntha Vasis are there? There are airplanes, Lakshmi Devi's activities, Lord's beautiful activities. And Lord, very happy with Brahmaji's tapasya, says, Vatsa Vramango. And that's where we say, see that Lord tells Brahmaji, I am satisfied by your penance. Please ask benedictions. Darshan of my abode is the highest perfection. And devotional austerity is very close to my heart. Even my power arises from austerities. Lord says, मैं भी तपस्या करता हूं, इसलिए मैं शक्तिशाली हूं. भगवान स्वयं कहते हैं, देखिए तपस्या कितनी महत्वपूर्ण है. So then we have the classic Chatushloki Gita. So Chatushloki Gita is 2nd canto, 9th chapter, 4 shlokas, 33, 34, 35 and 36. You can see here. If you can see the cursor, Chatushloki Gita, Shloka 1, Chatushloki Gita, Shloka 2, Shloka 3 and Shloka 4. And this Chatushloki Gita is exactly like Chatushloki Bhagavatam. It is exactly Chatushloki Gita. Chatushloki Gita kya hai? 10.8, 10.9, 10.10, 10.11. Chatushloki Gita. This is Chatushloki Bhagavatam. 2.9.33, 2.9.34, 2.9.35, 2.9.36. And these 4 verses come because of these 4 queries of Brahma to the Supreme Lord. So we see, previously we had Narad Muni asking Brahmaji. Now we have Brahmaji asking the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Janma Paramam, so Chatushloki Gita. Yes. So we can see here Chatushloki Gita. Aham evasyam evagre. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam paravartate iti matva bhajante mam 10.8. Similar lines. Nanyad yat sat asat param paschadaham etad etaccha yo avidyashyata so smyaham. Yes. So this, that which is bold, highlighted, is Chatushloki Gita, 4 shlokas. So Chatushloki Gita was further expanded in Parampara. Krishna told it to Brahma, Brahmaji spoke it to Narad, Narad spoke it to Vyas, Vyasdev to Shukdev Goswami, Shukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. And in this way, we have also Chatushloki Gita. We have the entire Bhagavatam also from Vyasdev. And the last chapter here, we have characteristics of Puranas, Sarga, that is creation of Virat Rupa, an answer to Parikshit Maharaj's question. Visarga explained, and Shaunaka's Rishi, Shaunaka Rishi's questions about Vidur Maitriya Samvad. Yes. So the 10 topics of Bhagavatam that are described here. Tatra Sarga Visargascha Sthanam Poshanam Utaya Manvantar Isha Anukatha Nirodha Mukti Ashraya Dashamasya Vishuddhyartham Navanam Iha Lakshanam Varnayanti Mahatmanah Shrutena Arthena Anjasa. So what are the 10 topics of Bhagavatam? Sarga, creation. The elementary creation of 16 elements, items of matter. Visarga, secondary creation. We had seen Sarga is primary creation, matlab sari, eat, chuna, mitti, balu, pani, sariya, ye sab lake dena. This is called Sarga. In sab ki utilization se ghar banana, that is Visarga. So interaction of mode of material nature, creation by Brahma. Sthanam, yes, the victory, yes. So right situation for Jiva is the victory of Lord of Vaikuntha. Sthanam also here refers to 14 planetary systems. So from spiritual point of view, Sthanam is the spiritual abode. From material point of view, Sthanam is 14 planetary systems. Poshana, maintenance, is Lord's causeless mercy. Lord maintains everything because he does a portion by his causeless mercy. Manavantar. Yes. So every, you see, we had said that Brahmaji's one day is 1,000 cycles of Satya, Dwapar, Treta and Kali. Of this 1,000, every 71.28 cycles, every 71.3 cycles is called a Manavantara period. So if you multiply 71.3 into 14, you'll get 1,000. So in each day of Brahma, there are 14 Manavantara, 14 different Manus who rule this universe. And from these Manu comes Manushya or Manava. Yes. So Manavantara. So in one day, 14 different Manus come and go. In each Manu, there is a different Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Bhumi. All these demigods change. Just like we have government of India or state government, which is there for 5 years. After 5 years, kya hoga? Chunav. Yes, there is election. So everyone gets 5 years to work upon. So here, every set of devatas, they get 71.3 yuga cycles. Satya, Dwapar, Treta, Kali, aise 71.3 yuga cycles. Only difference is, after that, even they have to vacate their posts. Only thing is, here in material world, we have election. In these terms, there is selection. There is no election. There is only selection. Lord Vishnu selects and makes particular people in charge of particular posts. They are called as Devatas or Saptarishi, everything. Yes. Uti. Uti means impetus for activity. What is the impetus of activity? It is fruitive work. I'll get material benefits. Isha Anukatha. Yes. So Katha about Isha, incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and different activities together along with activities of great devotees. So Isha Anukatha basically is Bhagavatam. What is Bhagavatam? Isha Anukatha. Incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, their activities and the activities of their devotees. Nirodha, how to wind up this material existence and go back. So Mukti is liberation. Nirodha is winding up of material existence. Mukti is going, it's not actually going back to spiritual world. It is just that no more birth and death. And then Ashraya. This Ashraya is spiritual world. Yes. So what Bhagavatam really gives more importance to from all this is Isha Anukatha and Ashraya. So these 10 topics are there. Yes. Dashamasya Vishuddharatham Namanami Halakshana. So these 10 topics are there, but Bhagavatam gives exclusive, zyada jor, Isha Anukatha or Ashraya. Yes. So there is Sarga or primary creation, the creation of Virat Rupa. Garbhodakshai Vishnu creates Garbhodaka ocean and lies down for thousands of years. Creation of Virat Rupa through different differential of 3 features, Adhyatmika, Adibhautika and Adidaivika. Creation of Sutra Tattva, the creation procedure, desire, then gross organs, subtle organs, sense devatas, tanmatra. Creation of Dhatu and Prana, description of mind and intelligence. Beyond this gross form, a subtle form, the wise do not accept both of these forms. They only accept spiritual form. Yes. Visa. So this is Sarga, primary creation. This is Visarga. Lord accepted the form of Brahma to create bodies of jivas based on their karma. Species like Manu, Devata, animals, humans created based on their karma. Modes permute to give many species, and Lord maintains in the form of Vishnu and destroys in the form of Shiva. Most people thus see him as a creator, but pure devotees, they see him beyond the creation in his self-same original spiritual form. Lord doesn't take part directly into creation, maintenance and destruction, but it is through Durga. Yes. So Sarga is at the beginning of Brahma's life, Visarga at the beginning of Brahma's day. Yes. So at the beginning of Brahma's life, when the material world is just created and Brahmaji is the first day of Brahma, just Brahmaji ne aanखें खोली हैं, तब सर्ग होता है. बाकी सब तो हम सोते जागते रहते हैं, विसर्ग चलता रहता है. Yes. So Shaunaka Rishi asks questions about Vidur Maitreya Samvad. Yes. And that's how the 3rd canto is all about, even 4th canto is all about Vidur Maitreya Samvad. 3rd and 4th canto, they talk of Vidur Maitreya Samvad because Shaunaka Rishi has asked about it. So we see how Parikshit Maharaj asked Shukdev Goswami about Narad Muni and his preaching exploits. And Shaunaka Rishi asked Suta Goswami about Vidur Maitreya Samvad. And that's how we have a combination of these two, and the Bhagavatam goes with Narad Muni's Shishyas, all pervading through Bhagavatam, and the 3rd, 4th, and a good amount of 5th canto going through Vidur and Maitreya Samvad. So that's the end of the 2nd canto. Thank you very much for being with me. Hare Krishna. Divya Gopu Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Prabhuji, Prabhuji, I wanted to, if you could throw some light on Tanmatra, that would be helpful for me, Prabhuji. I have a confusion there.
Tanmatra is the way material world interacts with my sense organs. What are my sense organs? My sense organs are eyes, nose, ear, tongue and skin. Matter, Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu, Akash. How do they interact with my sense organs? So for my eyes, it is Shabd, it is Rupa. I see Panchamahabhut as a Rupa. So that Rupa is Tanmatra. I can smell Panchamahabhut through my nose. So Gandha is that Tanmatra for my nose. I can taste through my tongue. So for my tongue, Rasa is the Tanmatra. I can hear through my ears. Shabda is Tanmatra. Yes. And through my skin, I can touch. So Sparsha is the Tanmatra. So Tanmatra is the middle link between my body and external matter. Is that okay?
So can I consider it as subtle sense organ, Prabhuji?
Yes, they are subtle. Yes.
So Tanmatra is the subtle sense organ, which is nothing but a sense organ.
No. Tanmatra is not the subtle sense organ. Subtle sense organs are different. Tanmatra is the interaction.
Okay. Oh.
Tanmatra is just the interaction.
Okay.
So there is hardware, there is software, and there is user interface.
Okay.
Tanmatra is the user interface.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you. Suma Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
devotees are asked to see the Lord everywhere. So
Yeah.
initially when the class started, you said that those who are very materialistic people, they see the Lord, the material nature of the Lord, like everything around Virat Rupa of the Lord. Does the devotees, if they, is it possible for the devotees also to see the Rupa, Virat Rupa, like God only? Is there anything wrong in that, Prabhuji?
It is like being in 5th standard and wanting to go to nursery again. Why is that needed?
But we are supposed to see the Lord everywhere, no, Prabhuji? Like,
So for that we have Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter, 10th chapter, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayo pranama sarva vedeshu shabdake paurusham nrishu. All those shlokas are there. So many shlokas are there. Yes. Through that we can see the Lord. In one sense, that is also Virat Rupa expansion only. See, in that sense, that Rasoham apsu kaunteya, all that thing is in one sense description of Virat Rupa. There is no problem with it. But for us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we want to see whatever we want to see, we will see. So the aim should be sky high. Like Prabhupada said, hunt for rhinoceros. Anyways, it is not possible. So if you are not able to, anyways, so honi nahi wala tha. But if I am able to hunt rhinoceros, oh boy, yaar, rhinoceros hunt kiya. Yeah. So similarly, we should really aspire to see Radha Krishna.
Hare. Thank you, Prabhuji. And also the karma, we are not, we cannot skip the karma, no, Prabhuji. Like every day we have to do the karma. So that is.
We have to do karma, yes. Karmani nirdahati kintu java yastvindra gopa mathavindra mahosva karma bandhanu rupa phala bhajana matanoti karmani nirdahati kintu jab bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Right from Indra, the greatest Indra, to the smallest Indra gopa insect. Everyone suva karma phala bandhana bhajana matanoti. Everyone is reaping their own seeds sown by their karma. These karma shrinkhala can be burned. Karmani nirdahati. Dahati means to burn. Nirdahati means nishchayena dahati. Kintuja bhakti bhajam. Only by devotional service. That we saw yesterday also, today also.
Yes, how will it become sense gratification, Prabhuji, if we connect with the Lord, Supreme Lord? Each karma that we do in a day.
Where is it sense gratification?
Okay, Prabhuji, I have heard it wrong, Prabhuji. It's my
Connection with Lord, how is it sense gratification?
No, Prabhuji. Karma is a kind of sense gratification in this class. Like I heard it wrong, maybe.
No, correct. Karma is sense gratification, which will be burned to ashes when I have devotional attachment to Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Deepa Nittala Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Prabhuji, my question is, Brahma forgets everything at the start of Sarga or Visarga, Prabhuji, or both?
At the beginning, Sarga, he definitely has forgotten everything. Visarga, not always. Sometimes, not always.
So, every time he forgets, he does tapa. Is that the understanding we should have? But he might remember sometimes, he might not.
Lord helps Brahmaji in every possible way. So when Brahmaji is bewildered, then Lord makes him hear the Lord speaks those two syllables, ta, pa, ta, pa, ta, pa. And then Brahmaji is thus tapasya. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Excellent session. Is there any YouTube channel of yours which we can, is it possible? I mean, do you have any channel where, I can go back to the basics?
It's not about Bhagavatam. We have a YouTube channel, Krishna Smaran. So there we started it during lockdown. I completed the entire Bhagavad Gita.
Sure,
And
Prabhu.
now we are doing Ramayan, the first three kanda, Bala Kanda, Aranya Kanda and Ayodhya Kanda are over. Kishkinda Kanda has just begun.
What is the YouTube name, Prabhu? Can you repeat?
Krishna Smaran.
Krishna Smaran. Is that in English, Prabhu?
Yes, it is in Hindi.
That was my doubt. Sure. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Please have some English recordings as well for us, Prabhu.
Definitely.
Hare Krishna.
Medhavini Sakhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, I have been given the fortune to express gratitude on behalf of all of the wonderful participants. So I'd like to quickly ask if anyone has a question, you may raise your hand and ask Prabhuji. Otherwise, we cannot adequately glorify and thank Prabhuji, but we will just make a humble attempt. Anyone else has any questions, please? Hare Krishna. Okay, so
Ravin Kumar Prabhuji, do you have a question, Prabhuji?
okay, Hare Krishna. I muted everyone. All right. So if anyone, okay, Sunita Aravind Mataji, I've unmuted you. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, Parikshit Maharaj fasted until death, na Prabhuji. And then how did Takshak manage to bite him, Prabhuji? Because he said when he was taking fruits, he came. So that's my doubt.
Prabhu, you need to unmute yourself, Prabhu. Please unmute yourself. Because I just muted everyone because it was a disturbance.
Okay. So in Mahabharata, we see Takshaka comes through the apple that Parikshit Maharaj is eating. So Parikshit Maharaj is hungry, he wants to eat. He cuts an apple and from the seed of that apple, Takshaka comes. And here also in Puranas, it is mentioned that Takshaka serves one great sage, I forget the name. Yes. Takshaka Maharaj, Takshaka serves a great sage and then says that you carry me over to the place where Parikshit Maharaj is there. Otherwise, in this kind of environment, I'll not be able to enter in because the entire environment is surcharged with devotional service. But he serves one saint in the form of a Brahmana. Takshak serves a saint, a sadhu. And then that sadhu takes him to the place. And there Takshak on the 7th day comes and bites Parikshit Maharaj. That's there in the Puranas. Is that okay?
So Prabhuji, we have to understand that he was actually fasting, and when he became When he's not able to fast much, then he had an apple, Prabhuji.
No. We see various shastras are written according to various levels of understanding of people who are listening to it. So maths in first standard, 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. But for first standard maths, 1 minus 2 doesn't exist. A greater number cannot be subtracted from smaller number. Same maths, when we go to fourth standard, we have negative number line. 1 minus 2 becomes minus 1. So maths,
Yes,
there we don't have trigonometry. In 9th, 10th, we have trigonometry, sin theta by cos theta. So maths deepens. Similarly, here we understand that for someone who does not have devotional understanding, Mahabharata works only on the principle of dharma, artha, kama, moksha, chatur purusharthas. Bhakti is not so very much. Only to get some bhakti there, Vyasdev introduced Bhagavad Gita. To get bhakti in Mahabharata. But Bhagavatam is Amala Purana. Yes, it is the Bhakti Samhita. Yes. So it has the highest understanding of spiritual absolute truth. We have to understand that Parikshit Maharaj fasted without grains, this, that. This is the philosophical explanation. Second explanation that comes is, see, these Leelas are occurring again and again. So in some time, Parikshit Maharaj doesn't have anything. In some times, Parikshit Maharaj makes that tower and goes and sits on top of that tower. Both these explanations are there. From understanding point of view and from Kalpa point of view. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you very much. Wonderful class, Prabhuji. Very grateful to have you in our session. Looking forward to more sessions from you in all the other coming cantos too. Dandot Pranams. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranams. Anyone else has a question? There is a query on the chat box. Anuradha Mataji is asking, can we get Prabhuji's presentation in the group? Would it be possible?
Yeah, I have one mail.
Yes, Prabhuji, I think you have sent it to Nupur Mataji, Prabhuji, or do you want me to send you my email ID?
Ashish Prabhu gave me.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yesterday
yes,
was
Prabhuji.
hosting that Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. She'll send it to us. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Dandat Pranam.
Anyone else has any question? We have about 5 minutes more. If at all we want to ask anything else. Okay. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Very, very wonderful session. I was just thinking, how can I glorify you since I was given the service by Ashish Prabhu? So I just want to recite this verse, like we purify ourselves by offering Ganges water to Ganges. So I just wanted to recite this verse to express our gratitude. Aho bhagyam, nanda gopa vrajau kasham, yan mitram paramanandam, purnam brahma sanatanam. So actually Brahma is glorifying Nanda Maharaj, right? You're all inhabitants of Braja Bhumi. You have the fortune of personal association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I think we are most fortunate today as we hear the entire Srimad Bhagavatam second canto, the entire summary from you. I think we are very, very, very fortunate. And you also took the time out to answer several of our queries. So please bless us. Today is the auspicious day of incorporation of ISKCON. So we seek the blessings of yourself, Srila Prabhupada, that may we continue our journey with Srimad Bhagavatam as we start our third canto tomorrow. We seek your blessings that we can understand the real purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, advance in devotional service, and eternally be engaged in the service of Guru and Gauranga for their pleasure. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much for a very wonderful session. Hare Krishna. Dandat Pranams.
Time and hearing attentively. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees. So meet you all tomorrow as we start the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam. जय वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
हरि हरि
Thank you,
बोल।
dear
Thank you,
devotees.
Mataji.
Meet you
Hare
tomorrow.
Krishna.